Hello and welcome to the video and also to my channel. Like many others, I attended Liverpool Comic Con this past weekend and I just wanted to make a short video to talk about the guests that I met there and also do kind of a mini review of the event itself, as I did also attend Liverpool Comic Con back in May of this year. So please bear with me, I've only just begun posting videos on this channel and I don't have a script for this one. I'm just going to go with it and hopefully it doesn't turn out too badly. So first I will start with the guests that I met at the convention, and then at the end I will speak a little bit about the event itself. So here we go. So first, I was super happy about this one. I met Mark Pellegrino, and he's someone that I basically wanted to meet before I even started going to conventions. I know him most as Jacob from Lost, though I know he's really popular for being in Supernatural. But yeah, I was super excited when he was down to be attending the event, and it was just awesome for me to finally meet Jacob from Lost, who is a character in the show that I really love. And Mark himself was super friendly, and I think he was the first guest that I met on the Saturday morning for an autograph. I think his photo was on the Sunday. But yeah, he was super nice, and he's just such a cool guy. He has this real air of coolness about him, and it was kind of befitting the character of Jacob. So yeah, it was really cool to meet him and get his autograph, and of course I chose a Jacob picture. And as I said, the following day I managed to get a photo with him. So here is that photo, and I really do like that one. I mean, I usually hate photos of myself, but yeah, I really do like that one. It's pretty cool. And then I met Felicia Day, who was again, like Mark Pellegrino, someone I've always wanted to meet, ever since the days when I used to watch her in the online series The Guild, which I used to watch a lot whilst I played World of Warcraft back in the day. So yeah, she is absolutely amazing. Again, someone else who is super famous for being in Supernatural, I believe. That is a show I've never seen, by the way, though someone at the convention was telling me that I should watch it, that it's really good, so maybe I will give it a shot. But yes, I do know Felicia mostly from the Guild, and whilst I was getting my autograph, she told me there would be a reunion episode, or something like that, coming in the pipeline, like a reunion of some kind. So that was super exciting, and it was amazing to get to speak to her. Again, it was kind of one of those moments where it's wow, Felicia Day is right in front of me right now. So kind of starstruck, but she was super nice and again super welcoming. And here is my photo with her, and when I went to get that photo, she got hold of my hoodie and started tugging on it and said, "Oh my god, this is so cute." And you know, it just really puts you at ease, and it's just a really nice interaction to have, rather than just okay, go in, snap, photo, bye. You know, it was, she took the time to acknowledge every person, and it made each one individual. And again, it was beyond awesome to meet her and to get her autograph and a photo with her too. So I'm really happy about that. Felicia Day is awesome, and you should totally check her out online. And next is another guest who I was due to meet back in May. It's Miranda Otto, who plays Eowyn, and again, this is someone that I was super excited about meeting. So yeah, it was kind of disappointing last time, knowing that she'd cancelled, but it was equally as exciting to see that she was down for this one instead. So yes, I definitely booked a autograph with her, as I am a huge Eowyn fan. I just think Eowyn is so cool, and I think it's a strong female character done well, if you know what I mean. So yeah, we had to get the autograph and we had to get a photo with her because she is just a absolute superstar, and I just love her to bits. And she was so kind and so talkative, and guests can be really nice at conventions, but she was actually really listening to what you had to say and reacting to that, and really grateful when I wished her a wonderful day and said how much I appreciated her work. You could see that she really appreciated that, so it was cool. So yes, I managed to get her autograph, and of course chose this awesome Eowyn picture. And then the next day, because I had a diamond pass on the Sunday, so I got most of my photographs booked on the Sunday. So here is my photo shoot with Miranda Otto. And keeping in the Lord of the Rings theme, which of course is my favourite ever thing, as you can see from my hoodie in the pictures. I have a Green Dragon hoodie, which I like to wear when I meet Lord of the Rings guests. So next up was Craig Parker, and I have to say, this guy was just simply amazing, and he was like full of energy, and he didn't sit at his table to do autographs. He was just stood on his feet and ready to meet and greet everyone, and just smiling the entire time and excited about meeting everybody. And you know, it was just, you felt like you had a real moment with him. And I think that's what you want from, you know, these events. Like, you know, you're paying to be there to meet this person, and he genuinely seemed appreciative that you were there and you'd paid to be in his presence and get his autograph and all of that good stuff. So yeah, I left his autograph area in a fantastic mood and had a really great interaction with him. So yeah, top guy. And it was great to get his autograph of Haldir. So that's like another one on my Lord of the Rings checklist that I've now ticked off. And yeah, the following day, or actually I think this was on the Saturday, he was the only photo shoot I had on the Saturday. So here is my photo with Craig Parker. We're still keeping on the Lord of the Rings theme, and this was my first autograph on the Sunday, and it was Liv Tyler, and oh my god, it was Liv Tyler. So yeah, that was one of those where it's like, holy crap, Liv Tyler is going to be there. And it just, you know, there was no way I wasn't getting an autograph. Like, she was quite pricey, as some guests are now, and I'm thinking about maybe, now that I've been to quite a few conventions, maybe do a video in the future talking about some of the pricing for various guests. But I mean, Liv Tyler is a huge star, and you know, it just had to be done. And she was in her own like little cordoned off area signing autographs, I guess, to stop people taking photographs or whatever. But it was kind of cool in a way. I mean, it happened with Kevin Smith in May. He was in his own little like curtained off area. So it kind of felt really intimate, and it was really nice. And Liv Tyler was so sweet. Like, I was super nervous to meet her, because you kind of stood there and you're like, oh my god, it's Liv Tyler. I mean, like I say, I've been to a few conventions, but there are still some guests who just do that to you, you know, give you that feeling like, oh my god, that's actually Liv Tyler right there. And she was, yeah, super sweet, so soft spoken, and just really, again, attentive to what you wanted to say to her. You didn't have like a huge amount of time with her because the queues were massive. Fortunately, I had a diamond pass for that one. But yeah, she was really amazing, guys. And I left there really happy after a great interaction. And the next day, yes, I managed to get a photo with her too. I'm not crazy about this one because I think they took the picture slightly quickly, because obviously you do get rushed through in the photo shoot areas. So I think the photographer took it just as I was like about to smile, so there's like, you know, the faintest hint of a smile, but I look more serious than I'd like. But nevertheless, I now have a picture of myself and Liv Tyler, which is absolutely amazing. So here is that picture. And next is an absolute legend, at least in my household, and that is Ricky Tomlinson, who obviously plays Jim Royal in the Royal Family, amongst other characters in TV and film, but that is obviously where I know him best from. And yeah, it was amazing. I've bought a cameo from him before for my parents for Christmas, and he just goes above and beyond. He's really just such a sweet soul, he really is, and it was absolutely amazing to meet him, and he was so welcoming. And you got like an extra autograph with him. I guess he'd brought his own pictures. I don't know if he's done conventions before, so maybe he didn't know that they'd have like pictures pre-printed. So I actually got 2 autographs from him, so that was kind of cool. And then just randomly said, would you like a selfie? And I was like, well, I haven't paid for one. And he said something like, you know, you've already paid enough for the ticket, son. And yeah, so I got to sit next to him and grab a photo with him. And then later on, me and my wife also got a photo shoot with him, so that was kind of cool to meet Ricky Tomlinson. It was very cool, in fact. So next brings me to Warwick Davis, and I've just watched another YouTuber's video on the Liverpool Comic Con, and I won't say that I had a bad experience with Warwick Davis because he wasn't really rude to me or anything like that. But I just mentioned to a few people after my autograph with him that he didn't seem like he entirely wanted to be there, and everyone I said it to basically said they'd had the same experience or knew someone who had. And like I say, I've seen some YouTube videos from past conventions and people have said similar things. So like I said, he wasn't actually rude to me or anything, but when you just kind of get that feeling that the person isn't entirely into it or whatever. I mean, I guess he's done a lot of conventions, but still, I don't know. I don't want to say bad things about Warwick Davis because, he is a legend, and I got 2 autographs from 2 of his characters that I absolutely love, which you will see on the screen now. Obviously, that's Willow, Ufgood, and Wicket the Ewok. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to bash Warwick Davis on this channel, that's not what I'm about. But out of all the guests that I met at Liverpool Comic Con November, I guess he seemed the least happy to be there. But I won't say any more about that. My photo with him, I did actually have a photo shoot booked, but we're going to get into the whole mess of the Peggy dog pool scenario in a second, and that affected my photo shoot with Warwick Davis. In fact, I missed my photo shoot slot with Warwick Davis, so I had to go back and see if I could exchange it for just a selfie, just to get a photo with him, and so I managed to get that. So this is my selfie with Warwick Davis that I managed to get just at the end of the day before the convention finally closed. So I had to run over there and get it. But yes, I got it, so there it is. Okay, so on to Peggy, aka Dogpool. My wife was really lucky because she had a photo shoot booked first thing on a Saturday, so it was pretty much straight in and straight out again, no problem. But I think, as anyone who attended the convention will know, things just kind of got out of hand and delayed massively. I know it was delayed on the Saturday. I had a photo shoot on the Sunday, and I also had a portograph, the autograph thing, a paw print. So I managed to get the paw print, so you're seeing that on screen now. And my photo shoot was at 12:20, and they told me to come back at 12:50, I believe. So I went back at 12:50, and it was delayed again, which was no problem with me, by the way, because it's a dog, and you have to take in the dog's welfare. So came back again later, and then they said, oh, come back at 3:30. So I went back at 3:30, and I was obviously Diamond Pass, so I was in the fast track queue near the front, and my Warwick Davis photo shoot was at 4:30, so I had a full hour. So everybody began to queue up, and we were just stood there for an hour and 15 minutes. And again, this is not anything to do with Peggy herself. I could see people in the queue were getting annoyed and stuff that they had to wait. But again, I don't think anyone should be angry whatsoever with Peggy or her owners or anything like that, because they're just looking out for Peggy's welfare. For me, the only thing that kind of annoyed me was that everybody was just stood there for an hour and 15 minutes, and there were Monopoly staff just coming back and forth from the area, the photo area, but not saying anything to anyone, including the poor Monopoly assistant who was at the front of the queue to keep everybody in line or whatever. So there was just no communication at all. Not even sorry guys, we don't know what's happening, apologise for the delay, we'll let you know as soon as we know. There was just nothing at all. And then I say, an hour 15, hour and 20 minutes later, and they just said, sorry, it's not happening, it's cancelled. So by that point, I mean, it had taken me that long to get to that point because the lines were insane, and I think they massively overbooked Peggy. So maybe they should have just done it ticket only, because they were also doing pay on the day, and the lines were just ridiculous. They were bigger than some A-list human actors that I've seen in the past. So I think maybe they kind of oversold that, but that's how it was. So anyway, that happened, and then I missed my slot for Warwick Davis, so I had to go and get that selfie that you already saw. So anyway, that was the Peggy drama out of the way, and then I just had one more guest that I decided that I really wanted to meet, and that was Harry Melling, who plays Dudley in Harry Potter, of course, but my wife had already seen him and got a Dudley picture signed for herself, and I'm a huge fan of the show The Queen's Gambit, and if you haven't seen that already, by the way, I highly recommend you go and check that out. But Harry also plays a part in that show, and so I thought it would be pretty cool to get a picture from The Queen's Gambit signed, and he did in fact have one on the table, so I was able to do that, and he was such a gentleman. Honestly, he was so well spoken, so welcoming, and it was funny, he signed my first picture, like the one you're seeing right now on screen, but he said, oh dear, I'll have to sign that again because I've written Dudley at the bottom because I've just written it so many times today. And I said, you know, it's probably my fault, I will stop talking. And he's like, no, you must talk. And he was just so sweet and so kind, and I highly recommend meeting him if you have the chance. He's just a really awesome guy. And I also purchased a selfie with him too because it just had to be done, you know. So here is my picture with Harry Melling. So there you go, those are the guests that I met at Liverpool Comic Con November 2024. Maybe I'll do a video with the guests that my wife met too. That could be a pretty cool video because she did meet a lot of Harry Potter actors because she's a huge Harry Potter nerd. But yeah, as for the event, I think it's pretty well run, Liverpool. I think it's kind of strange sometimes, like the paths you have to take to get into certain buildings, like you can only go in one way and out one way, which kind of makes sense, but sometimes you like just go in a building to get a drink, but because you've entered that building, you then have to go through the entire convention in that building just to get out again, and you're on the other side of the building, so you have to walk all the way around again to get back to where you are. So sometimes it can become a bit of a headache to just get around. But I suppose with the building's layout, then that's the best way that they can do it. I don't know. And I always get confused or forget which building is which, like red or blue. But I know in one of them, red, I think it's red, the one where there's an escalator down to a lower level. I noticed this year they only had stalls on like one side of the upper section. And I think that was an improvement because last year it got like really crammed up there, and it was really hard to move around. I mean, it is a slight disaster, that escalator area, especially if you're trying to go back up again, because there's always like a huge queue that never goes down because people are just consistently adding to the back of it. So you just kind of like have to find your way in there somehow. But other than that, it was pretty similar to my experience in May. You know, it's pretty well run. And if you're going to one of these, because Liverpool is quite a large convention. I mean, is it like the UK's biggest convention? I think I heard that somewhere. But if you're going to meet like a lot of guests, like myself, like back in May I met all of the Lord of the Rings actors that were there, and that included like Elijah Wood and Sean Astin. And so this time there's like Liv Tyler, you know, and Miranda Otto. So if they are bigger names that you're going to meet, then maybe I would suggest getting a diamond pass. I usually get one for the Sunday because it's a little bit quieter on the Sunday, so that's always served me well. Because I know some people in the past have been waiting, like actors have stayed till like 7:30 at night, still signing autographs because the lines are that long. So I think for the extra money, I think it's probably worth it. But yeah, anyway, sorry, I am rambling now. Like I said, I don't have a script for this video, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about my experience there and the guests that I met. And obviously I have to mention the cosplay. There are always amazing cosplays at Liverpool Comic Con, and this year was no exception. And I do have a video on my channel showing some of those, and maybe I'll like make some videos of past conventions and the cosplay that I saw there too. It'd be nice to make some videos of those. I also liked some of the prop installments they had this year. I know some of them were the same as last year, such as the Monsters Inc. and Jurassic Park, The Simpsons, but this year they also had Hagrid's hut. That was pretty cool, and they had the Optimus Prime and the van from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and what else? Postman Pat. Yeah, I remember Postman Pat, and the Hot Fuzz car. That was pretty damn cool to see. And I'm trying to remember what else was in there. Obviously, oh yeah, the car and Hagrid's bike too from Harry Potter. Those are pretty cool. I mean, I've only been to Liverpool Comic Con twice now, but I don't know if they're ever going to top, for me personally, the X-Wing that they had there last year. That was pretty damn amazing to see, and I'll put some video or photos of that up now. But yeah, the props were pretty damn cool, and there are lots of photo opportunities, which is the kind of thing that you want in events like this, between waiting for guests and events such as the cosplay shows and the music events that they have on stage. It's always nice to have some kind of activities that you can take part in during those in-between moments. So yeah, the gaming stations were still there, so it was all good. I think it was mostly the same, other than, like I said, that upper area of the red building, which had less stalls than before. And I'm not sure if they did that intentionally, or they just had less stalls this time, because there weren't any like extra stalls anywhere else, so I'm guessing they just had less stalls this time around. But anyway, there was plenty to browse around, and it certainly filled a weekend, and I got to meet some amazing people, both celebrities and cosplayers, and just the general public. Anyway, my voice is dying now because I've got a slight cold, so I will leave it here. But yeah, thank you for watching.